Hey everyone, I am super excited that I was able to complete all of the Dephemerember prompts for December 2025. If you're not familiar with Dephemerember, I do encourage you to check it out. It's hosted by Louisa Heinzel and Barbara at 49 Dragonflies every December. It's a free event. I'm not going to go into what it is, why it is, etc. now. There's information out there should you want to check it out. But I finished 19 prompts. I made a journal for those to hold what I made. And I'm excited to share this journal with you. So I'm in love with the cover, and the cover is just a book that I deconstructed and used the cover for. I'm just going to give you a second to take in the front. There is just so much going on here, and I just love it. The spine is the star of the show. The back's pretty simple. So I'll tell you that I had made the cover in late November and had started to put together signatures, and then a couple days ago I was, I guess I gotta clean that up. I was about to bind the book and realized I made a critical error on the cover, and I had to take that cover apart. Let me tell you, I wasn't happy, but all is good now. So this book is probably going to be a work in progress for a while. For example, there's nothing on the inside front cover, like no pocket, nothing. For now, I'm leaving it. This was definitely a learning journey for me. For example, this is a 3-inch spine. I had intended on this being a writing journal. I'm not sure how practical that is. Anywho, let's just flip through the signatures here. You'll see throughout the book that I've left some pockets and tucks and belly bands empty. And that's because I wanted to leave space to tuck in flyers, pictures, keepsakes from life, since this is going to be a real life journal. I made a note here to put a mini journal here, but I don't know if I will, mainly because this is so bulky as it is. So you'll see a lot of writing space. Like for me, this is even writing space, even though it's stamped on. Tuck spot. Put a couple little dangles in the middle. Didn't want to dangle anything on the spine. I decorated the spine what I think is beautiful, because when this sits on a shelf, that's what people see. And I didn't want to have dangles with the spine. Just a journal card. So many of the things that you're seeing, the belly bands, the tuck spots, the giant bookmark, these are all things we made during Dephemerember. And of course, no two people have the same items because it was prompt based. And here's a spot. I could write on here, I could decorate on here, I could put a photo. I did that throughout the journal. I left some to be determined spaces because it gives me a chance to incorporate whatever I want to from day-to-day life, like an empty pocket. So this is not only a tuck here, but that's a coin envelope. I just took the flap off. And so there's a little pocket there as well. This date has significant meaning for me. And I'll just read you what I wrote on the side. A trauma, a guardian angel, a miracle that defied medicine. And that's why that date is so important to me. I took apart a book, and each chapter cover had a page like this, and I just thought the words were so powerful, so I wanted to incorporate them in my journal. One of the fun things about Dephemerember is maybe doing things that you normally wouldn't do, trying things you normally wouldn't try, making things that maybe you've never been interested in. And I'll tell you that I've never been interested in owls. They've always kind of creeped me out. But one of our prompts included an owl, and I had exactly one owl image in my studio and I used it, and I kind of like owls now. So anything can happen during Dephemerember. This is a piece of silk from a very vintage wedding gown that I deconstructed. Here's my owl. Doesn't his face just say, "Love me, please love me, just love me"? Just a little mini journal I made. This was actually inspired by a recent Seth Apter post. Mine is very plain compared to his, but another empty belly band. This I think is pretty cool. So I love this tag that I made. The blue, I didn't mean to go that blue. I was going more for rusty and patina, but anyway, I love this tag, and I want to be able to write on it and see the back. And because I have chunk at the bottom and chunk at the top, it would be hard to slide it in a belly band or pocket. So watch this. Isn't that cool? Just to show you, it's really attached. Now I'll show you, in case you didn't catch how that was done. Let's see if you can see that. There's a little round Velcro adhesive dot there. There's two on this page. And then to be able to line this up again, because they're so small, I just penciled in the frame of this in two corners. And I don't care that I can see the pencil marks when I take it off. I can't see it when it's on there. So out of my whole journal, this is the page I just don't care for. It needs something. I'm not sure what. I'm leaving it for now. But the 1990s were significant for me. Throughout this journal, I have incorporated inspiration. So the past 5 years have been hard. The past year was incredibly tough. And I made this journal to have a feeling for me of power, encouragement, inspiration. And I know that people say the windshield is so much bigger than the rearview mirror, because really what's important is looking ahead to what's in front of us. But for me right now, looking back and remembering where I've come from and what I've overcome and what I've achieved in life is really important. So here's the 90s. And I graduated 3 times. I had an MBA at 25. I became a certified personal trainer and wellness coach. I had 3 career promotions. I was a director by the age of 26. 2 professional certifications. I survived a medical trauma, and I bought my first house. So on the dark days, on the days where maybe there's not as much hope, in the moments that are hard, I want this book to be a place of encouragement. And I think this spread is very powerful. I might not like really how this looks, but this message for me is very personal and very powerful. This is a card from a friend of mine that I turned into a journal. Belly band. Another little mid center spread dangle. This is a tuck spot. When I started to put this journal together in the signatures, I was kind of going down the path of vintage, leaning towards travel and botanical, and it just became kind of anything. There's everything in here. Everything can be fixed. And there's a bike in here because I'm an avid cyclist. So this vintage tape here, I'm addicted to making this. I could sit here all day and make that. Okay, so the final signature, so the first 3 signatures are, to me, they flow. You know, they have that old vintagey, lots of neutrals and browns. The color really is rust and a little bit of patina, right? And then we get to the last signature, and it's a departure a little bit. So the color theme for Dephemerember, I'm going to bring the picture back, right? The logo. It has this distressed crackling campfire, wild honey. That might be villainous potion. I don't know what other the colors are, but you can see the color scheme. So in this last signature, I brought some of that into the book since I made this book during Dephemerember. This is a belly band. Creativity is allowing yourself to make mistakes. Art is knowing which ones to keep. So that's just breathe. So, if you're interested in, if anything in here piques your interest, and almost all of it was made based on prompts, check out Dephemerember, and they leave the videos up forever. So you can go and you can Google or comment below and I'll send you a link to the information page. And you can see the prompt list. You can watch videos. Both of them share a lot of techniques and ideas, and often experiment on camera. This is also a pocket. So if you're interested, or, you know, I think prompts are a great way to get through a creative block. I do encourage you to check it out. Another tuck spot. These are the little mascots of Dephemerember. And that's my book. And there's so many mistakes in here, guys. Like, look at this signature cover. And I'm telling you about these mistakes to encourage you to break through perfectionism and really just embrace what you make. So this cover, this was originally cut to be a center page. So you can see it's short because the center of a signature normally has to be trimmed back. Then I thought that's really too thick and bulky. It'd make a better cover. So I stuck it on as a signature cover, and it is too short. I don't care. I don't know how this happened because I did use a template that I made, but let's see if you can see that. There's a signature up here, then, so they're actually lined up, but because of the way I built the signatures, and some pages are too long and some things stick out, they appear to not be bound correctly. I don't care. To me, this is the charm of a junk journal. So that is my Dephemerember 2025 junk journal that I am hoping I can actually write in and use as my first journal of 2026. I do appreciate it. If you're still watching, consider giving me a thumbs up if you like the video. Consider subscribing to my channel, and don't forget, if you want a link to the Dephemerember info page, just comment below and I'll get that to you. Have a great, crafty, creative day, guys. Bye.